Morgan Freeman exposed a woke interviewer trying to stir up drama about Black History Month.
I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
While Quentin totally owned a Hollywood reporter who was desperately trying to attack him.
I'm going to tell you why I'm so sure. Do not ask me a question like that. I'm not biting. I refuse.
These are times when Hollywood actors completely destroy disrespectful woke reporters. Starting with the interview between Morgan Freeman and a Jewish interviewer who regretted after asking Morgan his opinion on Black History Month.
I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
No.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
With just a few lines, Morgan made his point clear. He found it ridiculous that Black History Month is constantly being used as a topic, with the woke crowd pushing every Black Hollywood actor into the conversation. And he didn't stop there. He went even further, talking about the solution to racism.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
This isn't the only time Morgan Freeman spoke out about race. In a CNN interview back in 2014, Morgan dove even deeper into the topic, sharing his thoughts on race in a way that completely contradicted the woke agenda.
Happening in the news now. Is that a good idea?
It's a great idea. It is the greatest idea. We have a much more vibrant society when we don't have such a vast chasm between the haves and the have-nots. We need that middle ground that we call the middle class, the people who buy everything, people who use the products that the rich are creating, if they're creating anything other than wealth, right?
Right.
So it's what's happening with the Chinese economy right now. They're changing their whole outlook because they need consumers.
Yeah.
Morgan's perspective on the Black population is spot on, offering a refreshingly honest take on issues that many shy away from. And his words cut through the noise, urging people to reconsider the way race is viewed on society today. But while Morgan talks in a more polite manner, others like Quentin Tarantino, who is very direct, is ready to insult you if you disrespect him.
I'm not biting. I refuse your question.
Why?
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave and you're not my master. You can't make me dance to your tune. I'm not a monkey.
I can't make you answer anything. I'm asking you interesting questions.
And I'm saying I refuse.
In a well-known interview between Quentin Tarantino and Krishnan Guru Murthy, they talked about Django Unchained, Quentin's new movie, a moment fans had been waiting for, knowing Quentin always has something interesting to say.
Congratulations on the movie. Why did you want to make a movie with slavery as a theme? Did that just come with making a Western in that period?
God, I've always wanted to explore slavery in a film before. But I think actually my real reason to, I've always wanted to explore slavery, but I guess the reason that actually made me put pen to paper was to give Black American males a Western hero, give them a cool folkloric hero that could actually be empowering and actually pay back blood for blood.
The interview started off smoothly, with Quentin discussing his movie and the inspiration behind it. Everything was going well until the reporter brought up topics Quentin wasn't too fond of.
You can't make me dance to your tune.
I'm
not a monkey.
I can't make you answer anything. I'm asking you interesting questions.
And I'm saying I refuse.
Okay, well, no, I was just asking you why. That's fine. But you see, Jamie Foxx has said we can't turn our back and say that violence in films.
Well, then you should talk to
Jamie
Foxx.
Then
you should talk to Jamie Foxx about that. And I think he's actually here, so you can.
I'd love to, but I mean, it's interesting that you have a different view, and I'm just trying to explore that.
Yeah, and I don't want to.
Tarantino eventually pointed out what was really the reason behind the interview, and it was a smart move. By being completely upfront, he made it clear that the reporter was drifting away from the actual topic, exposing how the conversation had gone off course.
Because I'm here to sell my movie. This is a commercial for the movie. Make no mistake.
Well, you
And
got
I-
interviews.
Yeah.
So you don't want to talk about anything serious.
I don't want to talk about what you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the implications of violence. I haven't wanted. I've been because the reason I don't want to talk about it because I've said everything I have to say about it. If anyone cares what I have to say about it, they can Google me and they can look for 20 years what I have to say about it. I haven't changed my opinion one iota.
The interviewer probably won't take this as a lesson and will keep asking off-topic questions, most likely hoping to push Tarantino into saying something controversial. It felt like he was fishing for a soundbite he could twist into drama.
No, but you haven't fleshed it out. That's the only reason.
It's not my job to flesh it out.
No, it's my job to try and ask you to.
And
That's
I'm
all,
shutting your butt down.
And that's entirely your. That's entirely
This
your.
is a
your
commercial
right.
from my movie.
No, I know, but it's my job to try and explore some serious themes as well. I'm sure. you
Well,
understand.
I invite you to explore some serious things, but not things that I have already been on the record for.
And this isn't the first time this interviewer has pissed off a guest with disrespectful questions. In an interview with Iron Man himself, Robert Downey Jr., he was so rude that Downey eventually walked out.
The reason I'm asking about the past is that you've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in the dark periods you entered and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions. That's all.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
are you? I'm sorry.
But as wild as these interviews can get, nothing tops this next exchange between Kanye West and Piers Morgan. A clash that was both hilarious and intense at the same time.
What? Please, next question. Please don't ask me any retarded questions.
Okay, let me go to the next. We're not past
Are
it
you
unless you're
happy
prepared.
that I said I'll focus?
Let me explain what
on,
let me
Are you
explain.
happy that I said?
I know. I heard what
Whoa,
you
brother! Why are you talking over me?
Let me
why,
let me
why,
respond.
Yay, Chris.
Yay. I'm
Chris.
Piers. Let's respond. Let me.
Chris.
The interview was nothing but calm, and we all know how messy Kanye can get if you try to challenge him.
Question for you is: do you now regret saying
I update
DEFCON
every
3
day.
on Jewish
I update-
people? Are you sorry you said that?
No,
I think it matters. You should be.
absolutely not.
You should be.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but yeah, you should be.
Absolutely not.
When you insult the Jewish people and say you're going DEFCON 3 on the Jewish people, that is as racist as anything you say you've been through and any pain that you've experienced. It's the same thing. Racism is racism. And you know that, I think, don't you?
Yeah, obviously, that's why I said it.
So you said it knowing it's racist?
Yes, I fought fire with fire.
Okay.
I'm not here to get hosed down.
At least that's
It's a
honest.
different type of freedom fighter. You know, I will say I'm sorry for the people that I hurt.
And it quickly turned into a heated exchange, with both Kanye and Piers fighting to control the conversation. Each one was determined to prove a point, interrupting and challenging the other at every turn. But in the end, no point was made.
Do you have friends that were locked up? Do you have people aborting half your race? No. So I am the black person with the black experience that's worth $11 billion and is the most influential person on the planet. And I am questioning it.
Okay.
And I have a right to question it.
Absolutely.
You can't tell me with your accent that me as an American Jew black person that I cannot question that deaf and question the means behind it. That was put on camera.
I'm not saying you
to
can't question it.
traumatize. I'm not finished. La 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 la.
Kanye also opened up about how speaking the truth often leads to backlash, explaining that whenever he shares his honest thoughts, cancel culture quickly steps in to silence him.
That right there, being uncensored. In American media, it's very censored. It feels like an episode of Black Mirror a lot of times. So I've put myself across the line, the point of no return, saying, hey, I know they're going to say whatever they want about me. And when I bring up the truth, they're going to say you didn't get enough sleep. It's because of your health. they're going to call me names for my truth, but these experiences that I'm telling you about are factually things that I've went through and things that I refuse to keep going through and things that I'm not going to let my children go through and things that I'm not going to let my peers go through.
Now let's talk about Kurt Russell and his strong opinions on gun control during an intense interview.
They can get cars and run you over with them. What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that?
They didn't kill the people in San Bernardino.
Oh, but they've killed others that way. Haven't they? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you going to do? Outlaw everything? That isn't the answer.
Just put some controls.
Put some controls. What? So the people who want to defend themselves can't?
No, not so you can't. Just so the idiots can't get a hold of them. That's
Do
all.
you really believe they're not going to? Are you serious about that?
Yeah,
Are you
they get
seriously?
harder.
What good will that? Oh my God! You and I just disagree.
Okay.
You and I just disagree. I understand that you think that you can control the behavior of people that are dead set.
Kurt Russell doesn't quite get the whole idea of gun control. As an older man who's lived with guns for many, many years, he believes the whole debate is just nonsense. He's pretty vocal about it, saying that anyone who supports strict gun control is out of their mind.
Yeah, I don't understand the concepts of conversation of the gun culture. We've lived with guns since, what, the 7th century or something?
Well,
I don't know.
We all know that right now guns is a trope. It's it's not a trope. It's a totem. It's a metaphor that disenfranchised white guys need. It makes them feel good because they're being.
You can
surrounded.
say what you want. I don't agree with that. So it's not my thing.
But it's
So,
statistically.
Well, you can look.
irrefutable.
If you think gun control or something like that is going to change a terrorist point of view, I think you're like out of your mind.
Even more interesting, Kurt Russell's appearance on The View came right after he made headlines for shutting down another woke interviewer. Sensing the opportunity for some drama, the host tried to bring up the gun control debate again. But knowing how Russell usually handles these things, they dialed it back a little.
Sometimes you get what you feel is slightly ambushed by somebody who's really got an agenda, and that's sort of, I think, that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day. The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching. So having said that, no, I was kind of asked to put it in context somehow with this movie. Mm-hmm. You know, my personal feeling is that there's a big difference between Fantasyland and reality. Fantasyland is what we do. You're either writing something, writing a song, writing a book, doing a movie, doing a television show. That's Fantasyland. Mm-hmm. And that's where that stuff belongs. In reality, when we're dealing with things like terrorism and whatnot, we're all going to have different opinions on how to do it and how to deal with it. Yeah. Mine happens to be that I think there's a very strong reason Founding Fathers had for the Second Amendment, and that is that no government ever hasn't had to fight its own people, and its own people hasn't had to fight its own government.
And Kurt isn't the only one who's talked about gun control on The View.
I will always measure what category I can be most useful. Let me go through.
Do you
this
think you
part of
could
my
get
time
elected
in
in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is be playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct statement right there.
Like Kurt Russell, Matthew McConaughey faces tons of hate and backlash for speaking his mind, especially when it comes to expressing his religious beliefs. But he didn't back down. He stood his ground, pushing back against Hollywood and the whole woke madness, trying to spread what he believes are the right ideas. What sets these actors apart from the rest is their willingness to speak openly, saying whatever they believe, without being afraid of what Hollywood or the woke crowd might think. And these aren't the only actors who've stood by their beliefs. There's one more guy who took it even further, challenging the woke agenda and Hollywood in ways that shook things up. That guy is Tim Allen, and I actually made a video breaking down exactly what he said to expose Hollywood, anger them so much that they pulled his movies, attacked him, and tried to cancel him. Click on the screen to watch the full video, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this if you're ready to take a stand against woke culture. And I'll see you in the next one.